Hello, good afternoon. This is Daily App number 20 something, and today I want to talk about a current event, which is the fact that Nicolas Maduro, that is the dictator of Venezuela, just fell. He was captured by Donald Trump. This was announced today in the morning. My brother woke me up, telling me the news. And I've been reading about it and like watching memes, of course, and like talking with people about this for the majority of today. So I don't have anything really like planned to say about this. I just want to like yap a little bit about the fact that he fell. So for one, I think it's a good thing, right? He's a dictator who's just the continuation of another dictator, right? Which was Chavez. He has been a dictator since I think 99 or maybe like 2000. So it's been a very long time of their regime. This is a so-called socialist regime, right? I would say from what I talk with people and from what I personally know, it's more like a military state, right? Like they have like a huge amount of military personnel, and this past year, that being 2024, there were elections. There were elections that people knew that where Maduro would like fell, right? Because he would be voted out, and also they would know that he will like try to just change the numbers, try to make the election illegitimate, and that's exactly what happened. They stayed at every urn, counted every vote, and they got confirmation that he was being democratically elected out or like voted out, and he just refused to hand in the power. And well, some months passed, and then Trump was saying like, "Hey, you should surrender. We are going to take over the country. Beware." He didn't want to do it, so now Trump actually delivered the blow. They captured him and his wife, and well, now I was just like seeing a press release where he was saying like, yeah, we're going to run the country for a while until we find someone who can actually be in place of power. And there's been a lot of like controversy, and actually that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, because in my social media, I have people from like the whole political spectrum. And even though I consider this to be a good thing, there's already like so many people condemning it, which I get. So this is like my honest, unbiased opinion, and that's exactly why I wanted to make this video. Like this is not, oh, like I thought, with all the information, like months after and looking at the analysis and the outcome. I'm just saying like what comes out right now as someone who lives in Chile and has many Venezuelan friends and knows a fair bit of this conflict. Well, like I said, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because he has been a dictator for so long. And sure, I think that there's a lot of like valid concerns about American imperialism. Because of course Trump, I do believe that he has been acting in a bully way in the last year regarding like international politics and things like that. But despite that, we like Latin people, I feel like we've always known that the what we call gringos, right? The Americans, they are not the saints that they paint themselves to be. They are not the heroes. They are always in for the profit, which is true. But the thing is that and this is my personal view, like they still play by some rules that we feel comfortable with and that we agree that are good, like democracy. Of course, not always. In the 70s, there used to be a lot of like CIA manipulation. But the thing is that influence is different from like straight out like just making a coup and like getting out a dictator. I think that that is like on the best side of what the USA can do. And like I said, there's a lot of like valid concerns that it's like they are not doing this because they are good. They are doing it because of the oil, which is true. Like again, I feel like not that many people really believe that it's like, oh, these gringos, they are coming as heroes to save us. We know that there's a lot of like profit to be made and a lot of gain that the US can have. But the thing is that you have to understand, there's people my age, so I'm 28. There's people my age that don't have any memories that is not inside the regime that used to be Chavez and Maduro. And just for the record, Chavez was elected democratically. That's true. I've talked with many Venezuelans, they confirm. But the thing is that over time, he didn't want to hand in the power. So that's why I'm calling him a dictatorship, despite the fact that he arrived at power democratically. And then Maduro just took over, and that was like a whole shit show. He's actually very pathetic as a leader. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to make this like absurdly long. I don't have anything to say because, like I said, this just happened today. This is my fresh impression about this. But I do believe that it's a good thing. I feel like a lot of people agree with this, especially Venezuelan people. You know, like the Venezuelans, they are happy. They are celebrating all over the world, and I would too. You know, like if the regime that was ruling my country just fell, me being like 28 and like living outside because my parents had to migrate because of the conditions or sometimes persecution, damn, I would also be like pretty happy. So yeah. Well, anyway, this has been Daily App number 20 something. I'll see you guys at some point.